Welcome back to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. Well, Dr. Anthony Fauci, he was supposed to have ridden off into the sunset, but he has reappeared once again to rear his ugly head, and he is issuing a chilling threat. But this comes at a time when there is a lot of legal scrutiny on Fauci, and there is a movement to put him in jail. We're going to tell you all about that. But before we do, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Well, Dr. Anthony Fauci, may he believe he is the science, but let's hope at some point he believes that he is a felon, because Dr. Fauci, he's back in the news for, very predictably enough, issuing a warning that there is a pandemic coming. And let's hear what the doctor has to say about this predictable line of argument.
And then there's the transformative, if I might use that word, experience that we've all had now in year 5 of COVID. So the thought that we won't have another pandemic, I think, is naive at best and just not completely unrealistic at worst. So to rephrase your question, I'm convinced that there will be another pandemic, and that's the reason why we have to be perpetually prepared to prevent the terrible impact of a pandemic.
Well, Dr. Fauci, there have been pandemics throughout history, and they have come and go periodically. Every 20 to 80 years, there is a major pandemic. But this is possibly the first major pandemic that has the hallmarks of a supercharged virus that was created in a lab, and it was extremely infectious. And you made a number of statements about the transmissibility of this virus that was false. We're not going to get into the details here. I'm sure you can find it all online. But there are now lawyers who have filed legal motions in 7 states at least that is calling for Fauci to be prosecuted for a number of legal infractions that occurred during the most recent pandemic. So his track record goes back to the 1980s of making extremely dubious statements, fear-mongering, trying to scare us into compliance, if not submission, to elitist federal bureaucrats like himself. But he really did a lot more damage to our public health institutions than pretty much any other public health official in U.S. history. So if he knew what was best for him, he would keep quiet, keep a low profile, because there are still a lot of people who don't forget what he did and all of the lies and misstatements that he made during the pandemic. And so what do you think about Dr. Anthony Fauci? Should he be in jail? Of course, we support everyone getting due process and having their say in a court of law. But if anyone has reason to believe that, Dr. Anthony Fauci is guiltless of any crimes during the pandemic, well, they should go revisit the record, because it looks pretty stark. In any event, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. We always appreciate hearing from you.